Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
Less than a week before 2024, there is still no definitive announcement on the planned contribution hike of state health insurer PhilHealth and Pag-ibig Fund. Pag-ibig Fund wants to double the current 100 peso monthly contribution. PhilHealth President Manuel Ledesma said, as of Wednesday, the increase in premium is a go since it is in the law, but the agency is still awaiting final word from Malacanang. From the current 4%, the contribution should go up to 5% by 2024. For a minimum wage earner getting 16,000 pesos per month, that translates to an increase of 160 pesos that will be shouldered by the worker and employer. For the supermarket owner with 20 employees, the contribution hike is a problem.
Mas masakit sa amin kasi we'll have to cover and sales do not. If sales were increasing by the same amount, of the increase in costs, then at least it covers costs, diba? But since you can see that even Christmas time, counters, in supermarkets are not fully open.
For the Employers Confederation of the Philippines and the Trade Union Congress of the Philippines, there is no basis to increase the PhilHealth contribution.
Hindi na babayaran yung mga beneficiaryo, panireklamo. Bakit pa tayo nagdadagdag? Ala naman serbisyo. Kalokohan, i-revamp at ayusin ng PhilHealth is a joke.
Wala pa silang report sa mga manggagawa kung ano na ang ginawa nila sa pagbabago ng sistema nila para hindi maulit yung hindi tamang paggastos ng pera.
Human resource heads of private companies are also awaiting the final decision on the issue to adjust payroll deductions. But experts claim these additional contributions further erode the income of employees.
Dapat taasan na yan. Na ang tax exemption siguro nasa 400 o 500,000. Kailangan mauna ang worker. Kasi pag nag-ahabol ka, umaabot ka lang. Hindi gumagana ang buhay mo.
Only those earning up to 250,000 pesos per year or 20,833 pesos per month are currently exempt from paying income tax.
Yan! Dito na! Perfect!
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is the perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash-out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874. 901-245-4874. That's 901-245-4874.
Via Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Times has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to the broadcast segment of the show today. I have a very exciting lady, dynamic leader in our community. And you've seen her before here in the show. I interviewed her in late 2022. And her name is Ms. Leah Agaton. Hi, Leah. How are you?
Good evening.
I invited Leah this time again to talk about a new organization which she founded, which is named, it's a very exciting organization too, Chicago Health Alliance Lions Club. Did I say it right?
It's Chicago Healthcare Alliance Lions Club.
Alliance Club. Sorry about that. Okay. All right. Leah will talk about this new organization, and it was so exciting. I attended the charter. Oh, she is the charter president too, and I attended the charter event, and she has a lot of members right away. And Leah, okay, please talk to us and describe to us the organization, Chicago Alliance Healthcare or Care. How is that? Chicago
Healthcare Alliance
Lions Club. All right, Leah.
Yeah, first of all, I'd like to thank you personally. Of course, you're always been very supportive to us, and especially I think for with me, and thank you for attending and celebrating with us during the charter night on the November 19th.
Yes. So Leah is really, I'm really very impressed by this young girl. Okay, Leah.
Well, thank you. So this club was chartered in July 19, 2023. Actually, as a rule, when you come up with a new club, it takes about 3 months before it gets chartered. But fortunately, it took us only about, I would say 19 days, because considering the start of the Lion Year is always on the first day of July of every year. So it was a quick and processing, and I also would like to thank the past international director Ben O'Reilly, and of course the guiding lions, Lion Richard Castillo, the district governor especially, Governor Thomas Elsie. So they helped us walk through the journey of chartering. And the idea why we came up with this club is that the members who had been a member also before with our previous club had thought about coming up with a new club which is more inclusive and more diversified, because in the previous club we have been successful in the previous club actually. So it's just there's they think like the name itself is very limiting, and of course it was only limited for nurses because of the name itself, because the advocacy is more on the diabetes. So as we go along, we have been doing a lot of service projects. We figured out that there's more need in the community. So we thought about combining and, um, putting all these professionals together. So now we have nurses, doctors, physical therapists, pharmacists, occupational therapists, phlebotomists, pharmacy technicians. So we're all like a combination of all the people who are involved in healthcare. So our main goal would be in the future would have a more big medical mission that we could really give to the community, and that would be independently. Because as of now, we are collaborating with a lot of other organizations, like big organizations, like just to name a few would be the University of Chicago Medicine, Advent Health, in LaGrange and Glen Oaks, the American Cancer Society, the Goal Together, which is more for the childhood cancer population, and also the Live Every Second. It's another youth-oriented, I would say youth-oriented organization who does community services as well. And lately we have been collaborating also. We have been partnering with Lion Association, which is a group of doctors and nurses as well, and they sing. They have formed a choir, and I'm also part or a member of the Lion Association. So we sing and raise funds through performances, and so that we can use these funds to help the underserved and the underprivileged, especially the ones who are living in the Philippines. And we also partnering now with Chicago Lighthouse and Chicago Wolves. Actually, we have a project already with Chicago Wolves where like they're gonna be getting us for their diabetes awareness and health screening, which is gonna be on January 27th. So we still have to determine the place where the game would be, but they reached out to us, and I was really surprised at first, like, when they called me, I thought it was a scam. So I returned the call, and I have verified that it's a legitimate call. So they were they reached out to us so that we can serve the community during their game on January 27th. So with all of this, positive things that are happening, it's just, it's sometimes it's overwhelming, and we're all overjoyed about what's going on. And at first, like, we were hesitant, like, are we really gonna be prospering, thinking about a new club and all that. So but fortunately, God is so good, and we are so blessed. And just like, the international third vice president, Mark Lyon, had said, they've never had any club that's newly chartered with this much number of members. Because technically, to be chartered, they're only requiring about 20 members for you to be chartered. But we were 76 when we got chartered and inducted on November 19.
All right, very good. It was really amazing. Okay, when I attended the event, I noticed the diversification that you were talking about, and I've been wondering, Leah, how did you get in touch with all those people of diversified backgrounds?
Honestly, I think even the dignitaries from Lions clubs were asking, so how did you do all of this? Like, I was like, which one? What? So it's like, no, then they were saying, like, how did you get all this number of members in such a short period of time? And then I told them, like, just be nice, be kind, and have that connection with people. Because that is what as a leader, that is my forte, I think, would be really very much involved on a personalized level because like I know my members, I know where they work, where what they're doing, what their hobbies, what their talents are, and of course sometimes they share their problems with me, and I'm glad that sometimes I'm helpful to be able to really give them some advice sometimes. So I told them like it's just a matter of really getting some connection with people, being nice and being kind, and then kindness will be returned back to you. So it's not only like I'm the only one who's recruiting all these members, because all my members are working hard, promoting the club. And so by word of mouth and of course the visibility, and they know that we are genuine. I would say, the intentions are really genuine, and our members are really the members, and they're not like just because they're members and they paid their membership, that's why they became members. But there are members who are really working hard and passionate about what we're doing, which is servicing the community.
What we can just say is that it's the Leah Agaton charisma effect, right? All right. Okay. So, okay, Leah, it's I noticed that it's really your natural approach and effect to the people that you contact. Okay, and I know that, and I'm not surprised. Anyway, okay, Leah, what is actually the mission of this organization?
Our mission is really to be the leader, I would say, or one of the leaders in the community, to be advocating for service projects like serving the underprivileged and the underserved population. And with the pandemic that had occurred, and of course, at least I know there's still an effect up to now of what had caused the causes of all this pandemic crisis that we had. So a lot of people lost their jobs. So when you lose your job, of course, you don't have the healthcare benefits anymore. So we came up with this thought, like, why not help all these people, especially those who are, you know, they don't have that much money, or because buying a corporate insurance is really, a wealth. It's too much money. So how can these people be helped, or how can these people get some healthcare assistance if they don't have the insurance benefits? So one way, I mean, we're not saying like, we can provide everything for their healthcare, but at least, through health screening, for example, we can do some tests for them, and, at least we can help them prevent some diseases that might alert them, if they have abnormal values with their labs. So at least, we're there a little bit of a help, because they don't have to spend anything for some tests, which we're already providing. Like, we do blood glucose checks, we do kidney screening, diabetes screening, and to name a few. And when we do our medical missions with Advent Health, they have a really, I think, well-rounded medical mission. Like, everybody's there. They do dermatology, they do dentistry, podiatry, name it, they have it. So they also have ortho doctors. So we all kind of help each other. So because you know how like all these healthcare professions are also busy. So with the number of population, or with the number of members that I have, I kind of divide the labor among the members. So if one event, this set of 5 people would come and volunteer, and then on the second event will be another 5 set of people. So we don't overwhelm our members, because everybody is passionate anyway. They're willing to help, they're willing to volunteer, provided it's their schedule would permit.
As long as they have a very good leader like you, of course.
Thank you. I think it's a way of how you relate, because if you're somebody who is not very accommodating as well, and you don't understand, you don't have a good relationship with them, they will not be volunteering for you.
No. They would, people would like to offer their support and, and volunteer to your causes if They really like you, actually. First thing.
Thank you.
And okay, Leah, future projects. Right.
Oh, like I said, the first project that we have is for the year 2024 will be the Chicago Wolves Diabetes Awareness and Health Screening. And then we are planning to, going back December, okay, so we will be having first our holiday event, which would also have our holiday winter clothes and food pantry drive, which means like all the members or whoever are attending this party would bring some old winter clothes and non-perishable food that we could donate to the church. And then, of course, we are also planning to send some Christmas cards to the elderly in the nursing homes, especially those who have no families. So, because we still go back to the traditional way of giving this physical, Christmas cards, unlike nowadays, everything is electronically sent to people. So we feel like, we still want the traditional way of greeting people. So we will be going to nursing homes and handing some Christmas cards to make them feel that somebody remembers them and somebody's with them at during this time. And then February we would probably go with the Greater Chicago Depository. So we will be packing meals as well for the what we call this the needy homeless people. And then we are also planning for another medical mission, which is a significant activity that we have for um, for the Glendale Heights population and LaGrange population. So we have those scheduled already sometime in September and October. And in March, we would have probably a CPR class, which we are already planning because we either have it for professionals and the lay people. The way we can help some households who can do resuscitation for their loved ones if it's needed. So far those are the ones that we have on lined up, but it sometimes it's not followed because as we go along we have offers and people reaching out to help them. And the Philippine Medical Association of Chicago also reached out to us, and we might be helping them out also with the health screening and the annual physical for the children for school. So we will do that.
Terrific, Leah. Okay, one last question, and it has to be a quick one. As a working, how are you able to do all these things? Being, I know that you are a full-time working nurse and a full-time mother and full-time in everything. So, okay, how are you able to do it?
Well, I think it's just a matter of time management, first of all, and no, it's not the first thing, but it's the love for doing it. So it's not that this is the only organization that I have, because I'm also board of director and community outreach program chairperson and a co-chairperson for social media communications for the Philippine Nurses Association of Illinois. And I'm also part of the community outreach for the American Nurses Association of Illinois. And I also participate in our church. And of course, the Silayan Association, I'm also a member of that. So we do, I'm part of their choir. And what else? I don't know. I don't know if I have forgotten something else, but I'm all over the place.
All right. Well, Leah, what I can say is that you're such an amazing woman. All right. And I salute you.
Yeah,
right.
and with the blessing of the Lord, I'm just probably blessed that, despite of all this COVID, I've never had COVID. So I'm so blessed. I think the Lord has planned this. Like I can't be sick to to stop me from helping out.
And then sometimes we think we are Wonder Women until we fall down and get sick.
Yeah, oh my God, hopefully not. Yeah, but it's just like, I sometimes I'm also surprised, like, how am I really doing this? And then at times, like, I get tired too. Of course, I'm only human, but
Well, we
every
need
time I say, like, I want to quit, I wanna reduce my activities from other clubs, but when I see the need and I know that I can be of help, and then I go back again. Okay, here I am again. I have to help. I have to serve.
All right, very good. I well, really quite understand what you're talking about. And I really still think you're so amazing. One of the women that I think is just so amazing, so wonderful in serving the community. And I really thank you for gracing our show today. And please keep us updated. And also, congratulations for all your undertakings.
Thank you. And it's a privilege. And thank you so much. It's an honor to be part of this show.
All right. And this is not the last time. And I know that Miss Leah will keep on going. In serving our community. Bye, Leah. Thank you for gracing our show today.
Sure. Thank you so much and have a good night.
And enjoy the holidays. Bye.
Bye-bye.
This is a prayer and a reminder. All we have is now. Anak, umuwi ka na.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis.
The World Health Organization has just declared that this is a pandemic.
Hi. I can't hug you. Don't touch me.
Over the last several days, we have seen peaceful demonstrations.
Protests over police brutality continued here in Austin.
Remember when you started going to college? You came home a liberal?
Dad, please.
That's what we do to you guys in school.
All these people that we never met and never will meet because of what had happened to them. It's just too much.
The way that our family communicates is not necessarily, it's not great.
What advice would you give for those of us that are struggling?
Deal with it.
I think the norm for our community has been to just stay silent and keep to your own business.
I could definitely be doing more than I'm doing right now, and I know that others can as well.
What if someone is called from God to be an activist?
I can answer that question.
Shouting revolution, oh wow, breaking each tradition.
You don't believe in the Black Lives Matter movement?
An advocacy group reporting at least 3,800 anti-Asian hate incidents since last March.
I'm kind of conflicted. I'm like, maybe I should move home and be here with them.
I hope that this moment makes you take a step forward and a step together in the right direction.
In order for a subject to not be taboo in our community, there always has to be someone to start that conversation.
Yeah. You speak up for me when I can't speak up for myself. And I've seen you do that for other people.
I see a lot of people who just kind of cut off friends and family, and I don't think I can do that. I love my parents. This is a symbol of our voices. If you look at your neighbors around you, you will see who stands with you, who stands for you.
At least I know that you can stand up. That's the thing I'm so happy about.
Do you need to get your hands on some extra money right now? Maybe $25,000 or more? If you're a homeowner, now is a perfect time to get cash out. While homes in many neighborhoods like yours have gone up in value, you can use the money for anything. It's yours. You can buy an investment property, pay for college, pay off higher interest debt, or make home improvements. A cash out refinance is the perfect solution to get the cash you need. If you need $25,000, $50,000, or even $100,000, now's the time. Home values are up, and so is your equity. We offer you a way to use it. No need to sell your home or use your savings. Call New American Funding now and speak to a cash out refi specialist and see how much cash out you can get.
Call New American Funding at 855-332-3929. That's 855-332-3929. Call 855-332-3929.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very interesting, exciting, and dynamic woman in my show to be interviewing. Her name is, of course, many of you are very familiar with her name, Honorable Iris Martinez, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. I'm so honored to welcome you to our show today. Clerk Martinez. Morning. And of course, you're here. First thing, you can greet our viewers. Merry Christmas afterwards. And first thing first, we have to ask you some important questions about your service to the community of Cook County. Okay, you have been in your office for the first term for the last 3 years. And so far, in looking back, what have you accomplished and treat as your most wonderful accomplishments in what you're doing for the Cook County residents?
Well, first and foremost, one of the things when I first got it, the first 3 years, you know that when I entered this office, they were under a federal monitor, Shackman decree. There was a lawsuit that had been filed to the previous administration. So I inherit the lawsuit. The lawsuit was based on the fact of, the way that the handling of hiring in this office. And so the federal monitor was here. One thing that I did do, roll up my sleeve the minute I got here and started working with the federal monitor and trying to make sure that whatever it is, they were telling us that we needed to do the practice of hiring the correct way to hire under the federal laws or something that we were going to follow here to the fullest. And I can tell you that 18 months into the administration, first being here, we were actually dismissed from the lawsuit. The Judge Chang, said to me, Clerk Martinez, you should take the show on the road. That's the way elected should be working with the government and assuring that the public dollars that we are using, that we're realizing, and the resources that they are providing, that we're doing everything according to federal law, and that the hiring practices that were here prior stopped, and that a new way of hiring would be promoted into this office, which we have been doing. I can tell you that in the last 3 years, working, finally exiting, saving the tax dollars for the Cook County residents. That was my goal, was to make sure that we eliminated that cost of that court hearing, because that was millions of dollars. So we were able to save the courts and the city and the county of Cook dollars because of the fact that we dismissed that lawsuit. That lawsuit then helped me. Now, 3 years later, we already have hired over 500 new employees into this office. And these are at least 400 plus of those jobs are all union jobs. And one thing that I did do is go to all communities out there, colleges, universities, non-for-profits, put the job postings out there to make sure that we were getting people from all the community. And so that's something that I take very, very seriously, because our Cook County employees have to look like the residents that we serve. And right now in this office, the diversity that I've created in this office is something that I am very proud of. One of the things too that we did was we opened up a call center. How many times did people call the courts, day after day, hour after hour, and we'll get nobody at the other end, or the phone will ring, ring, ring. We discovered there were many of those calls that were coming in. There was no equipment at the end of that telephone line. We made sure that we created a call center so all the calls can be filtered to one number, where right now we have 30 plus clerks who are answering these calls every, I'm telling you, we've already been able to at least service over 100,000 people already since June of this year, as far as court action. So they call, our clerk is on the phone. If they do not speak English, there's over 200 languages that can be utilized from our system to be able to provide that translation with the clerk on the phone with that translator, to making sure that whatever they call for in their language, they were able to get the services they need. So that's a call center that right now I'm very proud of. The waiting period for any calls to come in is less than 1 minute. So we're taking these calls constantly, and we've already serviced, like I said, over 100,000 calls already have come into this office since we put that in play in June of this year. So that's something that I'm very proud of. Another thing too that we've been working on is making sure that anyone who did not have representation, there's many people that cannot afford attorneys. We opened up a self-litigant office where right now anyone that can come to this office at the 69 West Washington and get help to self-represent themselves. We have people there that are a clerk there, and people that provide the resources they need so they can be self-represent themselves in court the right way. That's something that I feel that I think is so important, because in today's world, people cannot afford attorneys, and people need to have their day in court and know that they can come to court and feel that they can represent themselves by the help of the courts, to make sure that that we're doing everything right, again, to provide those kind of services. Those are some of the things that I have been working on. Expungements, the backlog of expungements. We inherited about 5,500 applications that never processed. We're down to a few hundred. The same thing with the warrants, over 11,000 plus outstanding warrants still in the system. We've been able to bring that number down to less than 200. So we've been really busy just restructuring and putting all these different things that we found here wrong, right? So we're shipping, this ship is being, is seeing that sunlight at the end of the tunnel there. We're really working to bring transparency to this office as far as services. That technology could not be any better. We hire a team of people in technology there that today we can say that all across the whole entire county system, every area of law is online. So right now we have completely fully integrated from the old system into the new system with very little to hardly no glitches at all. It's a team that we assemble. Our website was redesigned in a way that we've won some awards, because saying to people out there that we won an award for the best redesigned government website. So I'm very proud of the work that the team, guys, I can't say it's me, is the team that I assemble here. Everybody committed to doing the work, and with their background and their expertise, we've been able to, again, do everything here, right from our budget to our, to our technology, to our legal, everything, and more important, our court services, that we've been able to really, put a good group of chiefs and assistant chiefs in all the courthouses and all the courtrooms, to make sure that, that people have the information, that our folks are trained the right way, so they can give the proper information out there, and that we can actually keep providing these services to all in whatever language hopefully we can do to assist our Cook County residents.
Oh, amazing. How big is your team?
We have an office of about close to 1,400 employees. About 100 of them are the Shackman positions, and then we have middle management, which are people that they could only be dismissed for cause, and then you've got all your union. We got about 1,000 plus union employees that are under the collective bargaining agreement.
Okay, what is the positive impact of the call center for the communities that you serve? The new call center.
I think the impact that you're hearing is that people are now being able to access our office, that there is a number they can call, one number they can call, and somebody will take care of them. I think that the impact is that people find that access to this office has become easier, has become much more technology driven. Again, a call center with what we have, if you know, and I don't know if you saw our call center, it has a board where it shows all the clerks, and when somebody finishes one call, there's another call waiting. It is a top-notch call center, and I think that impact that it has caused people out there is they're saying that access to justice, access to this office has become easier because of the technology that has been, and that the call center has actually helped people not have to come all the way down here to court when they can just do everything either online, or any courthouse will accept their whatever the filing may be. They don't have to go to a specific place to have to file. They can file from anywhere. And one of the things that I want to say is the order protection people that I have there. I've been really working on that. We even got extended hours incorporated because, like I said, when it comes to domestic violence, there is no time of the day when that can happen. And to me, having extended hours into the late hours of the night, having a judge on call to sign an order of protection, those are our parts of the things that we're doing, again, to make sure that victims have access at any given time to our courts, regardless of where they live.
Can you say that the success with what you're doing is just by keeping up with the advancement in technology? Is that the most important thing?
Absolutely. Our court system is run by technology. Our courts cannot function without the technology. That judge has got to be in that room with that system on, with a clerk right there, looking through everything, looking at the case in full, because again, that case is all online for that judge to see. And I think that that's very important because of the fact that, in today's world, everything is driven by technology. That's why, to me, having the very best at the top here and always continue to find the people that have those degrees, that have those background in technology, is so important because of the advancements globally that's going on with technology. What scares me is the AI. There's a lot of things that technology right now is in the forefront, and we've got to be ready to continue to be innovative and be proactive when it comes to the new technology constantly coming out, and us making sure that we're understanding it and how we can incorporate it to make our system even user-friendlier than ever.
Okay, terrific. A person of ethnic background and a woman at that, what can you say to our, most of all, particularly to our viewing audience, and to reach the top of your position that what you're serving right now?
Well, let me just say, it hasn't been easy. Sometimes I'm punished because I'm too straightforward and too honest and open, and I don't hold nothing back. And I think sometimes, that is something that people either can like or dislike about me. But I really believe that over the 40 years that I've been in public service, I have developed a friendship with so many people out there. They understand me. I remember when I first got to the state Senate, where I think the other side of the aisle saw me speaking loud and saying, "Oh, she's angry." And I would say, "Oh, no. You don't want to see me angry. I'm just passionate about what I do." And I think that's something that people always laugh about me. But knowing that when it was time to be serious and ask the uncomfortable questions, I did not hold back. I was actually labeled the pit bull of the Senate at one time. So again, people were afraid to come in front of me at a hearing because I asked the most uncomfortable questions, because those were the answers we needed, because nobody ever wants to be truthful and honest about numbers, about data. And that's something that I am very driven by, as far as making sure that we have a workforce across the whole entire state. When I was a senator, making sure that every state agency had a diversity. To me, diversity in all of these departments were important because our state is very diversified, and we have to have people that look like us and at the same time are able to understand our culture, and sometimes educate people about how passionate we can be, but at the same time, sometimes also teaching that we have to fight for every crumb that's out there, especially people of color. We have to, and people like you and myself that have to struggle in order to get, us to be heard. And so I've had to fight these fights on the front. I've had to fight the boys in the system because there was not too many women at the time. Now there's much more. I'm happy to see such an even workforce out there, electeds of women and men, but it's not easy. They don't always agree with me, and when they don't agree with me, they attack me, but I don't care because, again, I am about the people. I am not about self-serving myself, for my purpose. My purpose is the people that I serve, the people who elected me. And so that's why I say, I will say what's on my mind, whether people like it or not. I'm always respectful of every ethnicity out there, because we have to. That's when we're going to be able to work together in a unified way, that we can have a neighborhood that strives, as opposed to having neighborhoods that there's racial tension constantly. So again, as an elected, you always got to be careful what you say. Sometimes, we can't always say what we're thinking. As elected, we got to always be careful of what we say, because there is too many people from all involved. And if we're not versed on the struggles of what's going on nationally, that I'm not going to make comments on something I am not familiar with. Other than the fact that I think, like everyone, all we want is world peace. All we want is peace between countries, because at the end of the day, the collateral damage are always the innocent people. And that, to me, is something that I always believe is is how I feel about when you look at things globally.
Okay, one last question. Can you please send a special Christmas message to our viewing audience regarding, of course, the beautiful Christmas that's coming, and also your commitment in your office in the office of the clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County?
Well, first and foremost, I want to just first say thank you to everyone out there for always being part of supporting me in the work that I do. I want to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas, a very safe Christmas, and the best of the new year, 2024. This office is committed to continuing the work that we're doing, that we want to make sure that we will continue to provide the resources and whatever else we need to do to make sure that we are servicing our people of Cook County. Again, it's, we are living some really hard times right now. All I ask for people is to be very patient, be conscious of what we say out there in today's world, where, we're very sensitive around so many subjects. I want to see world peace. I think that's something that I think all of us want to see, peace in our communities. The gun violence, we have to continue to work together as a community to address all these issues so we can strive for a better 2024. But more important, the fact that this office is here, will always be here to service the people of Cook County. Merry Christmas and a happy 2024.
Thank you so much, Honorable Iris Martinez, Clerk of the Circuit Court of Cook County. And peace and happiness to you. And thank you for gracing our show today. And until then, enjoy the Christmas season. Bye now. And
thank you.
Maraming salamat po sa inyong panonood. Ako po si Veronica. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Bye, Iris.
Bye. Thank you.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond. We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po.
Good afternoon, this is Bridget Carino-Quetter bringing you this week's local news from our community. The U.S. national debt continued to soar in 2023, surpassing $33 trillion. It's still rising rapidly. The U.S. Treasury Department estimates the national debt at $33.87 trillion, but the deficit figures for December could put the figure over $34 trillion. For fiscal year 2023, which began October 1st, 2022, and ended September 30th, 2023, the deficit rose about $1.7 trillion.
The federal government spent $6.13 trillion, while total revenue was only $4.44 trillion, according to the Treasury Department. While the Treasury normally tracks the deficit by the fiscal year, a look at the monthly Treasury Department reports shows the federal government borrowed about $1.65 trillion this calendar year, not counting the unreleased data from December. As previously reported, the rough debt estimate and rough U.S. population estimate means every American would owe about $100,000 just to pay off the debt in full, and not including ongoing operations of the federal government. The Illinois Department of Revenue is providing taxpayers with tips and alerting them to changes they may encounter when filing their 2023 state income taxes early next year. Depending on circumstances, taxpayers may be able to reduce the amount of taxes owed through tax credits. Some popular tax credits include the Illinois Earned Income Tax Credit, the Illinois K-12 Education Expense Credit, and the Property Tax Credit. New this year, the Illinois Earned Income Tax Credit has been increased to 20% of the federal EITC and expanded to include those who are 18 to 25 years of age and older, and 65 and older without a qualifying child, and filing with an individual taxpayer identification number, or have children with an ITIN. Children will not have to confront their alleged abusers in court with a new Illinois law beginning January 1st. House Bill 2607 was introduced by State Rep. Adam Niemerg and states a child under 13 years of age shall testify outside the courtroom when warranted, though testimony would be provided through closed-circuit TV. The gist of it is that it's to help children who are victims of sexual assault and to give them better opportunities to have their voices heard in a court of law, Niemerg said. This needed change, Niemerg said. I have had wide support from the entire legislature to do this. I had tremendous support. Niemerg went on to say that this law is something he can look back on and be proud of the change it has made. The provisions in the measure can only be removed if the defendant proves a child will not suffer emotional distress by providing testimony in the courtroom. Secretary of State Alexi Giannoulias' office is opening its first Southland-based senior-only Illinois driver and motor vehicle facility. The new Calumet Township pop-up, located at 12633 South Ashland Avenue, is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. This no-appointment walk-in facility offers the following driver and motor vehicle services: driver's licenses and state identification cards, real IDs, vehicle registration stickers, in-car driving tests, organ and tissue donor registration, and voter registration. Since launching September 1st, Illinois DMVs have seen more than 618,000 customers statewide who are experiencing little to no wait times. We're excited to open our first Southland Senior Center, specifically geared to serving seniors living in the south suburbs, Giannoulias said. Our Skip the Line program has been successful in reducing lines and wait times, but we are constantly making improvements so that our DMVs are as convenient and efficient as possible for Illinoisans statewide, especially for our seniors. The new Calumet Township Seniors Only DMV location will provide critical access to services for older residents without long wait times and other challenges. This will be a huge benefit for our region's older residents and comes at no cost added to taxpayers. The Illinois Board of Higher Education has awarded $1.7 million in End Student Housing Insecurity grants to 10 institutions of higher education in Illinois. The funds will be used to support ongoing work at each of the campuses to address systemic causes of homelessness and basic needs insecurity among students. The state's higher education strategic plan, A Thriving Illinois, calls for closing equity gaps for students who have been left behind, in part by addressing student support needs, including housing insecurity. No student should have to worry about when they will have their next meal or if they will have a safe space to spend the night, said IBHE Executive Director Ginger Ostro. The ESHI grant allows institutions to continue to remove barriers for housing insecure students so they can make the most of their undergraduate experience and focus on their goal of graduating. House liaisons will also serve as a resource for housing insecure students in Illinois. Each public institution of higher education in Illinois is required to designate a member of staff to serve as a house liaison by law. That's all for today. Thank you for watching our news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
It's hard to